Yo dudes, what's going on? Carter here. Got another video for you. I'm going to look a little bit closer into this Ontario Rat Model 1 folder right here. I think it deserves a little bit more time. In case you are thinking about picking one of these up, I want to talk about a few things with this knife. As you can see, I have redone the pocket clip in stonewash. Kind of a long story with that. I hate that black, that Teflon black on there. So I started sanding it off and basically got impatient, so I took a Dremel to it. Bad idea. Man, I swear the Dremel can be the best and worst tool for anybody. But got the paint off, but it left that, it was a little too harsh, so it left that kind of weird stuff on there where it's got this weird grindy pattern type thing. So I had to stonewash it to get that off. In retrospect, I should have just been more patient with the sandpaper and put a nice satin on it, but whatever, it's fine. But first off, yeah, I love this knife. I mean, this is my new favorite budget tactical folder right here. I really like this knife. I'll probably do a comparison video with this and the Tenacious just to look at the two side by side, because I think they fit very well into the same category, the same price. Fulfill a lot of the same needs, but that'll come later. But probably the most impressive, I'm trying to think where to start with this. Let's go with specs. The blade is, I believe, 3.6 inches. I lost my little measure. Yeah, more like 3.75. Overall length is about 8 3/4. It's got, I believe, FRN handles, some sort of nylon. It's not G10. It's actually quite smooth, very little traction. It does have traction on it, but it's very, very light. But because of this choil right here, it's not a big deal. I mean, this locks in. I would take the security of this grip over super abrasive G10 any day. This gives way more grip than texturing ever will. The shape of the handle like this, way more than texture can do. It's got nice functional jipping right there. Jimping, not jipping. Dual thumb studs, which is very nice. Liner lock, perfectly centered. Liner lock is fairly thick, what you'd expect. It is not skeletonized, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. Pocket clip is good. It's not super strong, and not to the point where it's bad. I'm just making a point to that. If you're a kind of person that likes a really, really stout clip that really, really hangs on, this won't be the one for you. This goes in and out of the pocket very, very easily, especially with the smooth texturing. Definitely not going to chew up your pants at all. But if you are worried about retention, this is not the best choice. You might want to switch out the clip for something else. Speaking of clip, tip up, tip down, right hand, left hand, lanyard hole. You can see the standoffs right here. This one acts as a blade stop, very thick, nice and thick. And man, probably the top thing I'd have to say about this knife is it is smooth. It is smooth as sweet tea on a hot afternoon. Seriously guys, this is probably, I hate to say this about a $30 foreign made knife, this has to be the smoothest knife in relation to the extreme tight lockup that I've ever had. I've got knives that are this smooth, but they've got, that little tiny bit of play, and if you get rid of that play, then all of a sudden, it's still smooth, but it's kind of hard to open. But this thing just flies open. You can even do the Spidey flick on it. Kind of uncomfortable though. But it is no play whatsoever. And I don't know if that has something to do with the tolerances, the materials, or if it's just that they tighten this to the perfect sweet spot, that sweet spot where it's tight, but it still moves. I don't know. And I also don't know if this is a characteristic of every one of these folders. I don't know if they're all this perfectly smooth with this great a lockup. So all I can speak for is this one that I have right here, but it is smooth as butter. Really like this blade shape too. It's got a very, very minute recurve. The type of recurve that people that don't like recurves like or can deal with, because it's just ever so slight. Full flat grind, Aus 8, good thick stock. I mean, that's about the stock you'd want in a knife like this. Just an excellent, excellent tactical folder. Not too big. It's a little on the heavy side compared to some, which is absolutely not a problem for me at all. I don't care. But for those of you out there that do care, that is something to consider. Like I said, it's not skeletonized liners. They're fairly thick. Stainless steel. There's a little bit of weight there. It's not bad, but the Tenacious is going to have a little bit of a leg up on this in terms of being more lightweight. But yeah, this takes the place of my favorite budget tactical folder right here. I'm probably going to end up picking these up for gifts and things and contests. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this knife yet. I don't know if I'm going to put it up for a contest, or I was also thinking about destruction testing it to the brink. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I know some people hate those destruction tests because they're like, why are you ruining a perfectly good blade? But they're also kind of fun to watch. They don't really do a lot in terms of actual legitimate information, you know, because you're not really going to use it like that, but they're kind of fun to watch. So let me know what you guys think. Or I might just sell it. I don't know. Definitely a cool blade though. Alright guys, I'm done. Later.